Well, I took delivery of this yesterday. This is a 995 case engine. It's virtually the same as what's in the 1394. So it does have the spot there in the casting you can maybe see. Right there. For the turbo, I think there's a spot on the other side for something too. But anyway, this should work pretty good. This is the main difference in this block, is it has the canister style. It must have been just in between, because it does have that casting for the turbo, but it doesn't have the spin-on filter. So anyway, this should work for us. It came with the injection pump. Water pump will have to be changed anyway, because the one for tractors with air conditioning is different, so I'll have to change that. And of course the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold when we switch it to turbo. But I think for now we're just going to jam it in there and see if it works and check the rest of the tractor. They did take the flywheel off, which is no big deal. I got the flywheel off the other engine. I'm not sure. We're probably going to change that rear seal on the engine before it goes together. And yeah, steering pump is there. I'll have to check, see. I think that's the same anyway. Fuel pump. They took the starter off. It was in the pictures, but I guess they needed it more than I did. We got a starter anyway, it's no big deal. So yeah, that'll be going in the other part of the tractor. So I actually have the other part of the tractor sitting here. So the new engine is going to bolt right on there. I put some crud cutter and stuff on it just to keep the surfaces from rusting. I can sand that back down. Later on, we're going to put the engine in anyway, and then I'll probably, before we put the engine, I'll probably clean up this area a little bit. Maybe you can see. There we go. I'll clean up that area a little bit and paint it in there just while it's easy to get to. And the rest of it we won't worry about too much. We're going to paint the axle later on. That's got to, the center of it's got to be rebushed and stuff anyway. So that 995 engine will drop right there. We'll do it before we put the front half of the tractor back in my shop, just because it's easier to maneuver around, and then we'll push this back in the shop. So I took it out to power wash it and that, so we'll have to wash it again, and then paint it and then put it back together. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Alright, excuse the mess in the shop, but it's time to work on this 1394 project some more. So it's sitting here split, as you can see. I'm not sure exactly where in the video we're at now. I took a bunch of video and I haven't got around to editing it yet, so I'm not sure. I have to get on that and get everything sorted out. But anyway, we have an engine. I haven't got it in the frame yet. I'm waiting for some parts to come in. But while we're waiting for those parts, I'm going to start tackling just this various pile of stuff. So what I've kind of decided to do is to basically restore the front part of the tractor from where it splits forward somewhat for now. We're going to prime most of this stuff and get it ready for paint. Some of it we will actually paint, but I want to have the front part of the tractor basically complete when we push it together. Although I am worried that we're going to have to do an in-frame on it after the fact, because I do just want to get the tractor running and verify that the transmission works. So I don't want to get too far into it to find out the rest of it is junk. So these parts here that we can use, we're going to paint and get them ready, and if I can't use them, I'll take them off again and use them on something else. But That's kind of the plan right now. So the engine itself may not end up getting painted right away, just in case we do have to do an in-frame on it. But the bolt-on stuff that we've taken off already in the process of removing the engine and splitting everything, I want to at least put a coat of primer on. Some of the stuff, like I said, we'll actually paint, like this here assembly here, the air cleaner and this mount for it. We can finish all that off now. The radiator, which is right there, and I don't know if that's AC condenser or what that is, but that's got to be painted too, along with other parts and various things. We can paint those for now. Well, I got her stripped down, ready for sandblasting and whatnot, all except for I destroyed that knob trying to get it off, so we're gonna have to replace that after I get it off. Also, this here air filter housing, oh, come on, focus. This here mount is rotted off, so I'm gonna have to replicate this one and weld on there. But other than that, she's ready to be sandblasted and primed. Alright, I got all this disassembled. Air cleaner, the support, that's the bracket for the dryer for the air conditioning, which it's over there. I'm not going to do that right now. I think we're probably going to end up replacing that, but we can do this stuff here. So yeah, that's ready for sandblasting and whatnot. I think everything but the main support itself should fit in the sandblasting cabinet, so we can do that stuff, and then we'll just save that big piece for later on when we get the big sandblaster going outside. Alright, next up we got a few of these hydraulic lines here. These are two lines that connect onto right there on the tractor when it goes back together, and then the big line is the return from the sump, or like the main low pressure line or whatever. So we'll clean these up, and I don't think we're going to sandblast them. I think we're just going to hit them with the wire wheel. It's kind of hard to sandblast the round parts like that, so we'll just wire wheel them and then paint them up. So then that'll be done. Alright, I got the grease and grime cleaned off those three lines, and I just wiped them off with some grease and wax remover after that. So they're good and clean. I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them outside and put paint stripper on them first and strip the paint off, and then we'll hit them with the wire brush after that to clean them up the rest of the way. So now we'll move on to something else. I just got to pick a part out of the pile here and do something with it, I guess.